Hey folks, this is Bobo the Vulture, and I'm in my Impreza and I have a slightly different amount of money than last time. That's because I actually went through and raced the GT World Championship, tied for first place. And in the instance of a tie, it gives it to the other car. The Impreza Rally Edition, right here. Oh, I tried the Impreza Rally Edition. Maybe what I should do is try the FTO LM Edition. 2,050 pounds. Oh, it's a little lighter. Just that I will have done something a little bit different. I'm going to try and take the FTO LM Edition out. I've gotten into it. I've really gotten into this FTO LM Edition, guys. It's great. But you'll notice in GT League here, it says GT World Cup, and there's a silver cup there. Because it placed me as second in the championship, because I only tied for first place. It's the highest class in Gran Turismo, the ultimate challenge with real racing cars. So get those fake racing cars out of here. I'm going to enter. Little aggravating. Tying for first place, and then saying that you get second. I knew that those were the rules of the game, folks. It's not like that happened and I discovered it and now I'm cheesed off. I'm just cheesed off that I didn't do as well as I coulda, shoulda, woulda. What is my entry list here? Damn it! Since I didn't race as an Impreza Rally Edition, they're putting in an Impreza Rally Edition. It's also a GTO Twin Turbo. And a Castrol Super... There... And an NSX-R LMGT. This is a much better range of competition than I faced in the previous run. Previous run, there were things like there was a Nissan Primera, like a 1990 Nissan Primera, that was actually like ranking well. All right, car settings. Let's change the parts. Let's change the tires to super softs all around. There we go. And we'll go ahead and start qualifying. It's the high-speed ring. Hopefully qualifying will give me a chance to get the sense of this car again. I haven't raced with it for a while, although in one of the more recent videos that you guys will have seen was when I took it out and ran a big endurance around Grand Valley with it. As I recall, it was a pretty nice little car for that, so hopefully it will be a nice little car for this, too. I guess I have a fastest lap record up there, or total record up there, which will probably be the qualifying time that I did in the Impreza Rally car. So, let's see if we can come near that time or beat it. We can't beat it. We're down on it by almost 3 seconds. Wow. On a total record, 52.89. Oh, never mind. I have a new best time. GTO Twin Turbo. Oh, I wonder if that GTO Twin Turbo is a Racing Edition 1 or the L... No, it's not the LM Edition. It would say LM Edition on it. Well, don't worry, GTO Twin Turbo. I, your corporate brethren at Mitsubishi, will still bring the title home for the company. Mitsubishi, one of the largest holding firms in Japan, if I remember that right. Not just the electronics and the cars that people might know about, but a lot of real estate. Beverages, food, and water. What are you doing back there? That was a good run through there. Nice clean lap. This car does drive a lot more It's weird to say, but this car drives a lot more like a conventional car than the Impreza Rally Edition does. But no, this car will track straighter and truer, understeer a lot more. It won't pivot out, and it won't. You know, you don't slide this car the same way that you slide the Impreza. You just drive it normally, which ain't no bad thing necessarily. I suppose one potential bright side with all of the good cars out here, I might not have one car that necessarily runs away with all the races. It's possible. Like, I imagine the GTO LM, or the GTO that is, or was running in second place at the beginning, or, yeah, that qualified second and was trying to pass me. I imagine it's not actually going to run as well on a lot of the other tracks in this championship. You know, like R11 or maybe the Deep Forest or things. Oh! Get off of that dirt! Last thing I need is for this, what appears to be a race that's in the bag, to go south. Alright, another gear. Good. Let's motor along here. Alright, that went okay. Impreza Rally Edition finished in the back. Tell you what, Impreza Rally Edition's gearing is super low, which gives it... No, I don't need to see the replay. Sorry. Which gives it rocket-like acceleration, which I was able to use to good effect. Not to best effect, obviously, or else I wouldn't even be recording this particular video. But, yeah, it works. It does what it's supposed to do. Does what it says in the tin, as they say. Trial Mountain. Alright, let's start the qualifying. This car might be a little better suited to Trial Mountain. I screwed up on Trial Mountain trying to run the rally car, because there's a lot of sort of long, sort of graceful turns in this. The Impreza doesn't do those as well. It sort of does manhandling around tight corners really well, and accelerating out of slow bends really well. But we'll see how this goes. That was a very nice take through that turn, although I rubbed against the wall a little, which is going to affect my speed down this straight. I know that it's only affecting my speed down this straight would be a blessing in an actual race. Ordinarily, like, half of my car would just, like, shred itself off from friction. Friction. It's what's for dinner. Friction, one of the sexiest forces in physics. Oh yeah. That was a pretty clean lap, mostly. Was it a fast lap? Yeah! Hey, the GTO Twin Turbo still is doing well. They're not doing anything with the Impreza Rally Edition. I thought that was supposed to be the best car ever. I find it to be the best car ever. Except maybe this one. Shh. I like you too. FTOLM Edition, you're super cool. Don't bring me down. Don't let me down. Don't bring me down. Bruce. Don't bring me down. Bruce. Reverse? What was that? So breathing off the throttle there has worked pretty well. This car doesn't do the sliding around quite as well as the Impreza Rally car, but it's capable of that, which will be very handy in future. And there are some circuits where that will be very important. I'm sorry I'm not talking, I'm just... whoa. Stunned and amazed. See, that's the thing, like, when I get into sort of... once you get into that zone in one of these circuits, especially I find Trial Mountain. Trial Mountain is a track I just really like. When I sort of start getting into it and getting into a good rhythm, putting a good lap together around here, really rewarding. Huh. Especially, I mean, that long sweeping first section. If you get it wrong, like, you don't hit anything, but you do have the potential to sort of, like, go way off and sort of, you know, like, get yourself all stumbled and slowed down and whatever. Oops. That was not on the level. My apologies to the other drivers. See? That first section, you get off a little bit, you'll end up going off the track. You'll go off the rails in a crazy train. So, I haven't been able to open up any immense gaps on any of the other racers in this particular event, but, like, not in the high-speed ring and not here either. But, I'm not being challenged for my position all the time. I don't have some kind of massively dominating car, and yet I am able to, manage my way around these guys pretty well. So it would seem. Finish! Finish! Ah, see, the Impreza Rally Edition. It charges to the 4 here. I see how it is. How did the GTO do? The GTO, they swapped places. So yeah, so they tied for 7th. Yeah, see, the here there's a wider variety of good cars. So I mean the GTR and the NXR LMG GT2, which is the car that beat my Impreza for the championship last time I tried to play this, is in last place with 4 points. I mean, what's the deal with that? Alright. This is a good car. This is a good run. Let's keep this momentum going. We'll call it Joe-mentum. Like Joe Lieberman, running for the presidency. And that's what's happening right now. I'm starting qualifying on Grand Valley. Here's a track I should know how to race this GTO LM on, right? You guys remember watching me drive around in that nearly 2-hour video? Was it nearly 2 hours? Probably was. And I get to keep the Get to keep the extra grippy tires on for this one. I don't have to race on hard tires. Well, that probably could have been done better. What am I gonna do? Alright. I like this. Again, the gliding around technique that I'm using in all these places is not necessarily the best one to use. It's just fun, still a means of scrubbing off speed, and still able to manage the car this way. So, say yes to it. And to the dress. Oh, that darn little slowdown, chicane, whatever you want to call it there. Alright, so that ruined my front straightaway here. Let's see whether or not my performance around the rest of the track was enough to make up for it. Was it? Da-da-da-da! Drum roll. Oh, it was! Wow, really nicely, too. Alright, that Super GT is not doing well here, apparently. Yeah, it's interesting. At least during this part of the championship, I'm doing much better than I did my last attempt at this. I'll put my last attempt up online too, probably later. Maybe in a fail. Eventually I'm gonna probably make a playlist of fail reel. Of just videos where I don't accomplish anything. And it'll be a question as to whether I feel like including them in the You guys are all getting way too ahead of yourselves. Although I do like the idea of this little plucky dude coming to the fore. Especially since he's not one of the main, or is he one of the main contenders to the championship here? I like the idea of you coming to the fore in the sense that you're coming to second place. Well, alright, here's a circuit where I'm actually being challenged for first place. So bear in mind, it can happen. This is a pleasant little car. You know, for a while, the, I believe it was the Mazda 323 was sold in the United States as the Mazda GLC, and it was supposed to stand for Great Little Car. This is a great little car. Mazda GLC. Oh, what a great little car. This thing's just great. Look at it. Oh. Which, I mean, you know, I occasionally will rail against the whole idea of, I hate when cars end up getting named just a series of letters and numbers, like the legendary BMW 325i or the Mercedes E300, E500, or no, 500 SEL 4MATIC, you know, just like, come on. Come up with some evocative names. Cool. Saying that, I'm driving around in something called an FTO. But, where's I going with that? Oh yeah, the GLC. But, like, hey, it's GLC, it stands for something at least. And the, like, numerologies of those things always mean something. Like, the 325i is the 3 designates that it is part of the 3 series model range, as opposed to the 5 series cars or the 7 series cars or whatever. 25 is usually an indication of the engine displacement, 2.5 liters approximately. And I is like the sedan, and IS is the coupe or something. But GLC, that actually sort of means something. It's kind of amusing. Although I think one of my favorite examples of that has to be as you may recall back in the 80s, if you recall the 80s, Chrysler had a lot of cars that were sort of, you know, tinny and thin, and they were all based off of the same K-car platform, and the K-car platform became this sort of a punchline for jokes. Oh, you have a Reliant K, that sort of thing, you know. But one thing that they were doing a lot with those cars back then was they would put friggin' feck-off turbochargers on them. A lot of them were Mitsubishi sourced, and you can see here, and from the GTO and all the rest of that thing, Mitsubishi, not afraid of occasionally turbocharging the heck out of a car. But the Dodge Omni was a, like, their little tiny Econobox hatchback, you know, cheapo model, basically. How are we looking here? We're looking real good, actually. I'm liking this. Our situation. It's good. It's good! Bonus credits. Cha-ching. Euro. Go to the next session here. But, they made one of those, and, I believe this may have been one of the ones that they did in conjunction with Carroll Shelby, legendary car tuner. Was involved in everything from, I mean, he made the Shelby, he made the original Mustangs into the Shelby GT350 and GT500, which are sort of well-known classic muscle and racing cars today. He was involved in the Ford GT40 project. Most famous for inventing the Shelby Cobra, which is sort of an icon of old cars. Wow. Well, that probably knocked a bit of time off of me. Let's see whether or not I can make up for it. I was doing real well up till then. One of the most copied car designs in history, in terms of kit cars. They make a kit car and they're like, oh, you know, like, take all these parts, build it yourself in your garage. Sometimes they will suggest, you know, take a donor car. Very common donor car for those is the Ford Mustang, especially the 1980s and early 90s Ford Fox body-based Mustangs get used for those a lot. Nope, didn't qualify first place this time, but that wasn't a bad showing all the same. Considering the little ding. Ding, ding. Well, get a bow. Hey, the GTO Twin Turbo qualified first this time. Okay. Who else was starting there? The Impreza Rally Edition. So those guys that are not leading the GTR, that is actually leading the championship, is behind me. Okay. But anyway, Shelby. He did a lot of projects with Chrysler during the 80s and 90s, culminating with the Dodge Viper, which was like a modern reinterpretation of the Shelby Cobra. So there you go. Shelby Cobra was a light, tiny roadster chassis that he actually was already being made by a company in England called AC. Without the Shelby treatment, it was generally sold as the AC Ace, I believe it was. But, oh, that was a road back to the top there. Buddy boys and buddy girls. With a giant honking American V8 engine. This little tiny, light, lithe, agile, handling, Britishy car, they then put a giant, powerful American V8 in. But Shelby was doing a lot of work with Chrysler in the 80s. And a lot of the super fancy cars, the most powerful cars, and were coming out of Chrysler at that time were turbocharged models. And they made a Shelby, like, you know, sort of monikered, super fast, awesome, cool Dodge Omni. Shelby approved. And it was called the Dodge Omni GLH. GLH stood for Goes Like Hell. And they would actually occasionally advertise it that way in advertisements. Saw one on YouTube. I never actually saw it on TV at the time, but saw a commercial for the Dodge Omni GLH on YouTube once, and it said, "Goes like, you know." Narrated by Billy D. Williams. It's freaking awesome. Billy D. Williams. What are you doing back there, GTO? Get it gone. Nobody wants to check out your styles. It's all about me. Thank you for the boost. Oh no. You can't just glide through that first turn out of the tunnel if you have full head of steam from the front straightaway. I am now discovering. No! Come on, build up, build up, build up! Boost, come on! Oh Lord, I can't be behind the NSX. That car's terrible. Oh Lord. Am I going to lose a ton of points on this track? Am I going to be able to gain any of these points back? The answer is no, Pokey. Oh, especially if I bump up against... No! Good God! What? What happened there? What just happened? Get out of my... Ah! Oh, I couldn't even get fifth back? Oh, unbelievable. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, me? I mean, I'm still leading this championship, but... Ugh! So awful. I can't afford to be doing that. Certainly never again. There are 2 races to go, I think. Yeah? Deep Forest and R11. Okay, Deep Forest. Time to start the qualifying on Deep Forest. Gotta be careful driving around here. Deep Forest is a difficult circuit. It's unforgiving. I don't know if it's any more difficult than Trial Mountain. I just don't have the rhythm of this circuit the same way I do Trial Mountain. Alright, keep this good thing going. I said keep the good thing going, not fail to keep the good thing going. Okay, so that just happened. And that just happened. Alright, that last little section there went okay. The first section went alright. Big bit in the middle there where things sort of went a little muddy. How does this qualifying performance go? Behind the GTO, ahead of the Impreza. And ahead of the GTR. Which is apparently my big championship rival. In terms of money points. Money foods. Yes. Come on, GTO, let me by. I'm the one in better position on Team Mitsubishi Castrol GT, guys, to win the big championship. I should be king. Yes, I will clonk into you. All right. Got the GTR catching up. I was going just fine until the end of that turn. That GTR seems to be insistent about catching up to me. What the... You just punted me. What gives, man? Is that the NSX LM edition? Oh no. No, 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 no. What the hell, guys? First of all of you stop doing this to me. You're deliberately all trying to make me sad. Stop doing that. Except you, Supra, you're trying to give me a little boost. However, I'm worried that your boost will actually harm me. Okay. Like I said something before about not being able to continue doing this. What the fuck? Oh. Suddenly I'm just getting non-stop understeer with this car. I can't afford to do this. I just got finished saying. Well, that wasn't a very good way to take that. And thanks for that, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up to anybody. This is another 6th place finish. What the hell is happening? Oh, there goes 1st place. No doubt. The question is to who? Probably that, GTO. Oh, it's the same goddamn position. No, I guess I'm still in 1st place in the championship, but I'm only out by 3 points. Alright. Oh my god. That cheeses me off to a great extent. I mean, some of this is I'm not actually doing any practice before I start playing. Just trying to record straight out of nowhere, straight out of Compton. I'd like to get this LP done. I mean, I really enjoy this game, but, again, I mean, this console setup, it's on its last legs. I like to just get the footage taken in so that I can try and piece it together the way it needs to be and get it on out there. And, I mean, I have other LP projects that I've been meaning to get on. Some of them will probably have to be on hold until I can get a good console recording setup set up again. A good setup. See what happened there? That was terrible. I have to win this race. I can win the championship if I win this race. Lord knows I've been around friggin' Special Stage R11 more times than I feel like I'll ever need to in my life. They forced this stage on you a lot. They must have been really proud of this stage. Does Special Stage R11, like, mimic the founder or the creator of Gran Turismo's, like, commute to work? They drive on all these exact same roads, and he's like, here, I want all of you to do this all the time. I mean, does this mimic a street pattern in Tokyo? I mean, yes, I was in Tokyo earlier this year, but I wasn't paying super close attention to see whether or not this is just like Special Stage R11. I mean, Japan does have the occasional just random as heck giant tunnel, so I could see parts of it like that. And, you know, stacks of roads upon roads. Alright, come on. Let's get some oompa out of this. Oompa loompa. How do I look? Take a look at me. Take a look at my girlfriend. That was a terrible time. Okay. So, I got an uphill battle here in this last race. My least favorite stage. Except possibly this same stage backwards. Well, possibly Deep Forest after what happened there last time. Oh. It's interesting. I really enjoy this game a lot, but, these last events here, the top tier events, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a terrible person, but I honestly don't like this much challenge. I like just sort of like the perception of competition. I like to just sort of drive away smoothly. And I don't mind racing against other cars. I just don't like doing it at like, I like either racing against other cars at slow speeds or just driving by myself at super fast speeds. Like in super fast car, I want to just drive on my own. Alright, so I got that going. I have muscled my way into first. Now I just have to carefully stay in first for 3 laps. Not spinning out, hitting anything, or creating an opportunity for myself to be passed. This is what I have to do. Bobo, do this. Bobo, do not fail to do this. Good job so far, Bobo. You can make this. I would be relieved if I managed to do this, although, considering the use of profanities, general frustration I expressed openly and outwardly in the Deep Forest race, it's very uncharacteristic for me. But I believe, as I once said during my video of battle mode with... No, it wasn't battle mode. It was one of the Mario Kart videos that I did with Smash. I said Mario Kart is the most serious of business. Racing games are the most serious of business. I get the most phobed. I get the most ecstatic over victories and cheesed off over defeats. That's how it goes. Just the way it is. My spurs go jingly, jangly, jingly. That's just the way I am. I'd kiss you now, ma'am, but yeah. So, this is the way that I must roll on. Like deodorant. It's a roll on. Oh, wow. Considering I hit a wall there, that was a really lucky break. Alright, I can do this. Just you and me, little lime green FTO. Not lime green. It's a really nice, pleasant green, though. It's one of my favorite greens and reds. I like green and red working together. And I know people always like, that's Christmas colors. I don't care. I like the way that they look. Together. On a car. If I had a racing team, the racing colors would be green and red. Unless I apparently had to have some kind of sponsor that was going to pay me some huge money so that I could race. And they wanted me to paint the car like yellow and black. The yellow and black attack, or, you know, whatever it is that they wanted. Maybe even pink. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, folks. I've definitely seen hot pink race cars before. I'm loath to say it, but I'm actually putting together a really nice lap here. Because having said that, I will now, almost spin out right there. I'll definitely spin out at this hairpin. Maybe I'll just do that instead. I'll hit a wall here and start to turn my car the wrong direction. I'll get caught on the wall. I'll slow down so much worrying about making these mistakes that I'll just get past. I'll succeed. Wow, folks. This has been a really long time coming. That's what she said. I've been attempting this I haven't been attempting this championship. Actually, I've only been attempting the championship tonight. I only did one other attempt at this. But with the Enduros, all the other little bitty individual bits and piece championships and stuff like that, I've been at this for a while. Well, when did I put out the first video? Like in the summer sometime? I forget. Did I start this LP series sometime around my birthday? I can't remember. It's been a long time, though. I mean, especially considering the number of videos. There's kind of a big gap. Anyway, new record. Let's tally up some bonus credits. Alright, so this is it, folks. The championship bonus. 50 grand. Congratulations, I are the series champion. I am the series champion. That is what's happening right now. And it's time for some credits that are in the same music as the option screen. That's right. The credits are played to the same music that you get in the option screen. However, was it Kazunori Yamauchi? Yeah. Look at all these cars. They're all pretty cool. Hey, Cosmo Studio! Hello, I am Cosmo Studio. I am here for painting purposes. Start finish lines. This is all CG, folks. These are all... I don't know if these are all gameplay graphics. They almost could be, you know? Graphics of this game are just mind-blowing in 1997. And they're still seriously good today. It's not just the graphics, it's the gameplay experience. It's like I was saying, all the way back in the introductions of these things. The things that you had to compare this game to when it came out were games like Outrun, Top Gear 3000, not related to the television series. Yeah, look at all these special things. Chrysler, Subaru, Aston Martin, all the various companies. Bridgestone and Castrol. I guess companies that allowed their signage, their logos to be used on track signage and such. Special thanks. Oh, these must be representatives of the companies that came by and handed out business cards and assisted people. Yusuke Matsuzaki and Monster Speed. Eric Koma. Eric Koma? Wait a second. Also Suzuka Circuit Man. Eric Koma is a driver. A race driver. I think he runs in, well, he ran in the Grand Am series for a while. Eric Koma. Interesting. Of course, the Grand Am series and the American Le Mans series are set to merge in a process that will take a couple of years, apparently. The two big sports car racing series in the United States. And here is the SCEA staff that worked on this. All the localization stuff, I guess. Perry! Perry! Yeah, I suppose I didn't have a whole lot. It's been a long time since I've seen these credits, folks. I tend to not, like, win the World Championship. I don't go and set up and win the World Championship a whole lot. Of course, if I remember right, all of the championships in the Gran Turismo Federation thingy, there's only one prize card you get from them. So once you've got it, there's no reason to go get another one. Oh, did they add special extra cars? Chevrolet, Dodge, Aston Martin? To give it more international flair. Ben Samuelson. Or maybe they just got different people from some of the other makes to help out with, I don't know. I don't know what they did, folks. I can't say that I know the insider details on the making of Gran Turismo. Oh, no. But if you're any kind of racing fan, any kind of driving games fan, yeah, soundtrack, Everything Must Go, Chemical Brothers Remix, that was the title. Here are those, like, 6 or 7 songs that you heard a million times over in only the, like, first, like, 4 or 5 videos. Autonomy, written by Heels / Rainer. Rainer here. Hi. Yeah, international rights secured. Not for broad. Uh-oh. Shh. There's a little footage of a GTR driving off into the sunset as the sun sets slowly in the west and rises in the far east, land of the rising sun, where the GTRs were in those days. I guess this is the time to, well, it's the time to go into simulation mode. Because for one, I sure as hell want to save my game, and for two, I want to see what kind of car we got. Although, am I ever going to go back to this game now? Not unless there's some hue and cry for some specific car-related task for me to do. GT R11. So what is the final car that I got out of all this? That was for the Enduro. The answer is, you don't get a car for winning the Gran Turismo World Championship. You get the credits, that's it. I mean, you get money, too. Let's go ahead and save the game. Again, not positive why. I'm just doing it anyways. Seem ashamed to win the game and not bother to save. Gonna overwrite the data, that's cool. It's all good in the hood. But yeah. This is a game that, you know, if you're a fan of driving games, I feel like any fan of driving games could pick this game up today and would get enjoyment out of it, because the controls and the feel are that good. I mean, they're obviously not perfect, especially considering you may or may not be able to use analog controls, but honestly, this is sort of like basically this game is the turning point, the line in the sand, the mark at which racing games, especially on consoles, got serious. This is the game that got us Forza. This is the game that, I mean, I can't remember when I last mentioned it, if I mentioned it during this LP. This was the single best-selling PlayStation title. Final Fantasy VII did not sell as many copies as this. I think Final Fantasy VII was number 2, but this was the best-selling PS1 game. This is the game that, you know, when the third game was coming out, they went to the Gran Turismo franchise to try and get people to buy the PlayStation 2. The pack-in game for it was Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. In many cases. You can get it without, of course. This is the game series that people feel like maybe one of the biggest screw-ups of the PS3 in the Sony and PS3 and the whole PS3 cycle was it took them way too long to come out with Gran Turismo 5. This console was 3 or more years into its life cycle before it had a Gran Turismo game, which is sort of one of the big calling cards for Sony over Xbox. I mean, you also have they like if you look at the friggin' PlayStation Heroes Battle Royale game, like, yeah, there's a couple of amusing characters that you probably will remember, like Ratchet or Clank or the Sack Boys, people from Little Big Planet. But if that's really all PlayStation's got, then no. They've got nothing. They've got this. They've got Gran Turismo. This is what people buy PlayStations for. Not everybody. I know. I know. But regardless, this has been Let's Play Gran Turismo. The one that started it all. The one that started the console driving sim movement that is just such a huge part of the market today. I hope you enjoyed this run-through of it. You know, I might come back and do other Gran Turismo games at some other point, but probably not for the near future. Probably not. May get back around to it one of these days. Gran Turismo 2 was my favorite of the series, so it would make logical sense to do that, but I'm waving my arms around in gestures that none of you can see because you're watching this screen that says save completed successfully. Anyways, but I did it! I won! Yay! Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, despite some of the, you know, frustration and obscenities that I presented. So, I will see you guys all again in future Let's Play adventures. Thanks very much for watching, and good night.